Jacob travels to his uncle Laban's house to find a suitable wife. There he meets Rachel, sees her greatness, and they agree to marry. Things, of course, are never that simple. And when he speaks it over with his Uncle Laban bargains that Yaakov will work for him for 7 years, and then after the 7 years, he'll agree for them to marry. Okay. So Yaakov and Rachel work and wait for 7 years. Finally, the big day comes, the wedding day. The whole town is invited to celebrate. And there is Yaakov, and next to him is his bride, wearing the customary veil. But who is behind that veil? It wasn't Rachel. Rather, it was her older sister, Leah. Laban the trickster had switched Leah and put her in her sister's place. Now Yaakov was not naive. He knew exactly who he was dealing with. And so beforehand, he and Rachel had arranged secret signs so that they wouldn't be fooled by something like this. But lo and behold, Leah is the one walking down the aisle. Now beforehand, Rachel, who sees what's happening, thinks ahead a little bit. She realizes what's going to happen. Leah's going to go up. Yaakov will whisper the secret password. She won't know what to say back. He'll lift up the veil to see who the imposter is, and he will expose Leah to everybody. Everyone will be in shock. And Leah will run away disgraced forever. At that moment, Rachel decides she can't allow her sister to suffer such embarrassment. And so she walks over to her and teaches her the signs. And at that moment, Rachel was willing to give up her dream husband, whom she waited for 7 years, so that her sister Leah wouldn't be shamed. It's absolutely mind-boggling what she was willing to do for her sister. But the story doesn't end there. Fast forward a little more than 1,000 years in Jewish history. The Jewish people are in a sorry spiritual state, and the first temple is finally destroyed. And we are in exile for the first time in our history. And the souls of the forefathers come before God to plead that God at least guarantee the Jews will not be lost in exile forever and will return to the Holy Land. So our forefather Abraham comes first, and he pleads to God. He says, please, he says, in the merit that I was willing that I overcame my nature and was willing to give you my son and my future as a sacrifice, have mercy on the Jewish people. And then our forefather Yitzhak, Isaac, comes next and says, please, God, in the merit that I was willing to give up my life as a sacrifice for you, have mercy. And then our forefather Yaakov comes forward. And then Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, everyone pleading on our behalf. Nothing happens. And then our foremother Rachel comes forward. And she says, please, God, for the sake of not shaming my sister, I gave her everything. To her, to my replacement. And without a trace of jealousy. You too can choose not to be jealous of the idols that they replaced you with, and have mercy on your children. Immediately, God's compassion was aroused, and he said, Rachel, don't cry anymore. For your sake, I promise to return the Jewish people to their homeland. There are many incredible lessons to learn from this story, like Rachel's superhuman sensitivity towards her sister and her sacrifice. But there's another fascinating point that I'd like to focus on. Rachel's main argument to God is that after her sister got everything, she wasn't jealous at all and was at peace. And therefore, you too, God, should also not be jealous and have mercy. This is a powerful lesson for us, for all of us. There will always be people who have things and abilities that we don't have. Better car, house, job, family. And one of the greatest things that we can aspire to is to not be jealous, and rather be genuinely happy for the other and what he has. After all, we believe that everyone has exactly what they need to accomplish their mission in life. And because of this perspective, Rachel was able to single-handedly save the Jewish people in exile. And like her, may we also celebrate in the good fortunes of others and thereby merit great blessings in our lives as well. Thank you.